Hey guys, I want to make a video today because I got my Surfshelf and I did a little video clip on that, and I will post that at the end of this video so you can see what that looks like and how it works. And I haven't done a couple book reviews in a while, and I look over books and things that interest me I get. Recently though, a lot of my health information and medical information has been coming from YouTube videos. And so I've kind of cut back on those books that I'm reading, which saves me a lot of time. So since I was getting more into the whole spiritual aspect of things, and that 13 Moons company that I order from, they were having like a 75% off sale on some of their books. So I had ordered, those with one of the last things that I had ordered. The other thing I want to do is I put this tapestry on my bed, which you really can't see that clearly, so I'm going to take a better picture for him. But my friend Rich thought he might like something like this, but it's a purple dragon, which is kind of hard to see at this angle. But it's pretty cool and everything. But I'm not sure if it's something he'd be interested in. It's not as detailed as he might like. So, alright. Oh, and my father had his eye surgery today, and his patch is already off. Not the patch, but like the, gauze they put over it. And he goes back for his follow-up tomorrow, but he said he can already see much better. Even with the blurriness through his eye, he can see much better than he was. And so he's got to do his other eye in a couple weeks to a month or so. So he says that he definitely recommends it if it's something that's going on with you or a parent or something. He had his cataracts in both eyes, and he's had bad vision his entire life. Ever since he was 8 years old, he had to wear like those Coke bottle glasses. Well, what they did with him is they took the cataract out and they also put a permanent lens in his eye. And so he's going to do the other one. So he won't have to wear glasses except for reading. He can't drive at night at all right now because how bad his vision was, but once it's fixed, he'll be able to see everything, perfectly clear. So that'll be good. And that'll be good for me too, because driving with him when he's had to take me places in the past, which is not very often when I was sick with the benzo withdrawal, he was driving me around, but I could tell he couldn't see properly. And this one time he was making a left-hand turn and was drove in front of a car, and it freaked me out, especially in the hyper state you're in benzo withdrawal. So when I have my own colonoscopy, endoscopy down my throat and all that stuff, Keith doesn't have a car, so it'd be my father who takes me, and I feel a lot safer with him, taking me. My father's like 68 years old, I think, or he's going to be 69, I can't remember. So it's good that he's getting his eyes fixed. It'll help me in the long run, and it's good for him because right now my sister has to take him places in the evening if he eats dinner at her house and, stuff like that. So that's good, and everything turned out okay with that so far. The procedure itself for the eye only takes 10 minutes, and so, you have to wait, and then you go in, they knock you out with sedation, and then 10 minutes later you're done, then you just recover. And then she took him home, and he was sleeping there at his house, and she just was staying in the living room. My sister, I'm talking about, was staying in the living room until he woke up. Because you can't, with anyone, you can't leave them alone after anesthesia. You're not supposed to, because, things can happen. But he's fine now. He's just doing his eye drops. I talked to him a little while ago. All right, so books. If you're into the New World Order, this one's really, really good. David Icke had mentioned this book. It's how I ended up with it. It's Superclass, the Global Power Elite in the World They Are Making. So I'd recommend this book. And then the ones from 13 Moons. Okay, I don't usually read books like this, but they were cheap, and it's interesting, and like I said, I'm getting my health information from other sites. So this one is Raphael, and I was looking through it, and it's like this one says Raphael for healing and creativity. There's just New Age information. These books are all New Age, so take it for what it's worth. If you're into it, get it. Can't recommend 13 Moons enough. They have a lot of sales, a lot of interesting stuff. This one is the same author, different angel, Gabriel. And then this one, which looks actually interesting. I just love the art of Pagan stuff. And people have asked me, and not just my friend, but people have asked me, are you a witch? Are you whatever? No, I love the art. I love spirituality. I love stories behind things. Like, for example, the monkey god that I have hanging on the wall over there. Well, that one's Shiva. The blue one's Shiva. That one's the monkey god. And I didn't know anything about that one. And I still don't know a whole lot. But I read about the god's childhood, and he was climbing tree to tree, and he thought the sun was a giant ripe mango, and so he kept chasing it, and that's the story behind it. There's a lot of just, mythology and things. It's just very interesting, when you get into it. This one's called Between Earth and Sky, and I have not read this yet, so I can't necessarily recommend it, but for $3.84, you really can't beat it. This one seems just to have, different art in it, different things on spirituality. I don't know what else really to say about it. Like it says, it may be that the figure appears to you as a human or animal or something else, male or female, clothed, blah, blah. It's Wiccan stuff, so if that is something that interests you, definitely look into that. This one I like because it's new history of witchcraft, and it goes through some of the Hindu gods and some of the different gods, and that would give some of the backup story to what I was just telling you about the monkey god on the wall, which what I need to do is get a book on Hinduism or find videos on YouTube about Hinduism, because they have a lot of different gods, and I don't know the stories behind it. Like, I just learned about, like I said, I know a little bit about the monkey god Shiva. I know a little bit about, I know that his son is Ganesh, and I know the whole elephant head story, and I like the figurine from it. Also, what I'm looking for, but I haven't found yet, is there's a lot of Catholic saints. And I think there's like hundreds of saints in the Catholic Church, but you only know about, like, the main ones. I would love to get a book that details each saint and what you're supposed to pray to them for, or what they represent. And if any of you know out there, like, a book that lists all the Catholic saints, just email me, because that'd be really great. Other than that, that's it. I'm going to cut this video short because I'm going to add on that other video showing you the Surfshelf. And so yeah, if that's something that interests you, get those books. Try not to stay in a box. You don't ever want to do that. Even if you're a very strict Lutheran, Baptist, Catholic, reading things will help you to understand other cultures. And that's the important part. Don't be afraid of things, thinking, oh, if I read this, something's wrong with me or something bad will happen. That's not true. What you want to do is expand yourself, because if you're going to have a religion, which I don't particularly have a religion, that's just where I am. I just kind of float around with stuff. But if you're going to have a religion that you're set on, you want to understand other people's religions, because you're going to want to understand the things that are in common with your religion and things that aren't, and just understand where they're coming from, because we live on a planet that's orbiting a gigantic fireball. And we all think that we're right, and then there's all these other people who think that they're right, and this has caused many problems in human history with war and everything else. You want to have some understanding and not close yourself down. Learn to respect other people's cultures. Learn to understand where they're coming from. It doesn't mean you have to like the bad parts of their culture, like repression of women, or murdering of homosexuals, or anything, or not allowing black people to take part in the same traditions as white people. But you're going to want to have a broad spectrum to help you understand things a lot more, and I think it really just helps you in general to become a well-rounded person. Alright, so I'm going to shut up now and show you that other video. Okay guys, I got the Surfshelf thing, and I hooked it up. Now this is a $39.95 product. It's not like state-of-the-art shelf that you'd get for a couple $100s, and so I saw some comments online, like, bitching about how it's not all perfect, and no, it's not, but it's definitely going to do what I need it to do, so I can start walking and being on my laptop. Now here is a Surfshelf. Now, depending on your treadmill, it has certain issues hooking up. Mine's the more complicated, because I have, if you can see, I'll back up a little bit, it's just the way it's set up. It's got the big handles down here and everything. So what you do is you take the straps and you put them through and you bring them down around the handlebars here, and then you clip it back to the clip up here. And you do the same thing with the other side. It can hold up to 60 pounds, which I don't know personally, they say 60 pounds, but I wouldn't put 60 pounds on it. But my netbook will fit nicely on here. I already put it up, and it's fine. And it comes with a strap. It's got like a Velcro strap that you put around this and then around the netbook, so there's just no slipping. But all I really want to do with this is just exercise. I'm not going to be running or anything, just going to be walking. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I subscribe to a lot of people, it's my addiction, and what's happening is I'm sitting in a chair all day long, and I could really just be walking while I'm watching all those things, because it will really add up. And I'm not even going to pay attention, to how far I'm walking. Just when I'm watching my subscribers' videos that I'm, subscribed to, I'm just going to be on here. And so I won't be able to do it all at once, but I want to work my way up to it. It keeps you active. There was a, I believe, Dateline or 2020 episode where they had people in an office who started walking at a very slow pace. I want to just do 2 miles an hour, just a nice walk at a slight incline. You can see down here, I don't have it straight up, so it's an incline, it's a slight hill. But what they did with those people at their job is they had them walking, I think, at like 1 mile per hour, and they ended up like losing weight for the people who needed to. They ended up dropping their cholesterol levels, their blood pressure normalized. One man had commented he had a better sex life. So it's just another way to get active, because we live in a world now where we're very much inside, and if this is a way to actually get more active and still do the things you want to do, this is great. And the reason why I got this too is because if you can see over here, my apartment's a mess, but you can see over here I have the television, but the volume has to be up so loud on that. And I used to watch Law and Order while I was on, the treadmill, but at night that's not feasible. If Keith is sleeping with the Surfshelf, I can use my headphones, and not only that, it's like watching a show for a whole hour. It's kind of like a trick to your brain. It's like, oh, the show just started. Oh, it's only the first commercial break. And so you're kind of paying attention to the time, whereas on the internet, you all know who use it, you lose time. It's a whole different experience than sitting down to watch a movie. You're clicking on Facebook, you're clicking on Twitter, you're clicking and watching videos. Just another way for me to get healthier. And I would say, honestly, that my product review of the Surfshelf is get it. If you have a treadmill, definitely get the Surfshelf. It's not the most perfect thing, but it's not going to cost you the hundreds of dollars that it costs to get the professional one. And as long as you have a little netbook or a little laptop and nothing too heavy, I say it's great. And the customer service was really good. I ended up not getting a confirmation, and I emailed the person on there who sells it, and he got right back to me within 24 hours with the confirmation number, and it arrived today. And you have to sign for it though, so if you guys are going to work, it's one of those things that when you order you have to sign for, they won't leave it. So other than that, that's it for today, and I'll add this to my next video that I'm watching. And my fish, George W. Bush, is still alive and everything. Keith told me that I should end my videos with this has been a George W. Bush production, but I was like, maybe. I'm too lazy to type that. So, say goodbye to George. Alright, talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Hey guys, I want to make a video today because I got my Surfshelf and I did a little video clip on that, and I will post that at the end of this video so you can see what that looks like and how it works. And I haven't done a couple book reviews in a while, and I look over books and things that interest me I get. Recently though, a lot, and he's had bad vision his entire life. Ever since he was 8 years old, he had to wear like those Coke bottle glasses. Well, what they did with him is they took the cataract out and they also put a permanent lens in his eye, and so he's going to do the other one. So he won't have to wear glasses except for reading. He can't drive at night at all right now because how bad his vision was, but once it's fixed, he'll be able to see everything, perfectly clear. So that'd be a good patch, but like the, gauze they put over it. And he goes back for his follow-up tomorrow, but he said he can already see much better, even with the blurriness through his eye. He can see much better than he was. And so he's got to do his other eye in a couple weeks to a month or so. So he says that he definitely recommends it if it's something that's going on with you or a parent or something. He had a cataract, his cataracts in both eyes, bad, which you really can't see that clearly, so I'm going to take a better picture for him. But my friend Rich thought he might like something like this, but it's a purple dragon, which is kind of hard to see at this angle. But it's pretty cool and everything. But I'm not sure if it's something he'd be interested in. It's not as detailed as he might like. So, alright. Oh, and my father had his eye surgery today, and his patch is already off. A lot of my health information and medical information has been coming from YouTube videos.
And so I've kind of cut back on those books that I'm reading, which saves me a lot of time. So since I was getting more into the whole spiritual aspect of things, and that 13 Moons company that I order from, they were having like a 75% off sale on some of their books. So I had ordered, those with one of the last things that I had ordered. The other thing I want to do is I put this tapestry on my